Don't call my line again, okay?
Barrister, this is important.
Don't call my line again. Don't call my line again.
Many of you will have seen the reports in the press about Dixon C.J. Nwachukwu, the 27-year-old Nigerian man in Lagos who had married Angela Neat, an English woman in her 70s, and who was repeatedly trying and failing to get himself a UK visa. Nwachukwu was trying hard to present himself as a genuine visa seeker, an educated man who wished to study in UK and settle down there with his new wife, who was actually old enough to be his grandmother. She had spent £20,000 on their wedding and was now fighting to have the UK authorities grant Mr. Nwachukwu, her husband, a visa. Well, Mr. Nwachukwu, I'm afraid that Scambait Central has a very unpleasant surprise for you. By an amazing, and for you very unfortunate, coincidence, we know what you really are. You are a loathsome, filthy 419 scammer. Mr. Nwachukwu, we know firsthand about your criminal activities, and we will now make sure that the UK authorities do as well. Folks, listen on. Back in 2013, my scam-baiting friend in Sweden, Dr. Mike, was baiting a scammer in Nigeria calling himself Mohammed Yusuf, the director of HSBC Bank USA. Yusuf claimed to have a huge sum of misappropriated cash, $45 million US, which he was smuggling out of Nigeria. If we paid a fee of £5,000 up front, Yusuf's smuggler would bring the money to Dr. Mike in Sweden, who would keep it safely for Yusuf for 2 years, when they would meet and split the cash. Of course, there was no smuggled cash. This was classic advance fee fraud, where the scammer, aka Yusuf, wanted to con us out of £5,000 and whatever else he could extract. Dr. Mike tried to get Yusuf to send his so-called smuggler on a safari to collect the £5,000 in person, either to Sweden or to my character Mr. Pricky in England. Yusuf refused. The bait died, and we thought no more about it until over 2 years later, on the 30th of December 2015, when out of the blue, Yusuf emailed me, advising that the so-called deal was still on. Yusuf then called me and said that his advance fee had increased from £5,000 to £20,000 since the trunk box of smuggled money now had to be sent to Sweden in a private jet. After hurriedly consulting with Dr. Mike in Sweden, I agreed to pay the money, but reminded Nwachukwu that the monies had to be collected from me in person, in Looe, Cornwall, England. I also advised that I could only raise £14,200 in cash. I usually quote this same sum, as it's easy for me to remember when I'm involved in multiple baits. It also sounds more credible to a scammer, since it is a specific and non-standard sum of money. So Nwachukwu offered to send his rep, a woman, to Looe on New Year's Eve 2015 to collect the money from my character Mr. Pricky, an elderly disabled man. He claimed that her name was Angela Smith. Yes folks, you've guessed it. He actually sent his wife, taxi driver Angela Nwachukwu, to collect the money. Fortunately, I was not a real victim, but a scam baiter, and after she had driven the 120 miles from Dorset on what would have been the busiest and most lucrative night of her year as a taxi driver, I filmed and photographed her from a distance until after a couple of hours she gave up and drove back to Dorset. Folks, sit back and enjoy the video.
Good morning, Pricky speaking.
Is this Mr. Pricky?
Yes, who's calling, please?
Okay, my name is Mohammed Yusuf. I'm a friend of Bob Affet.
Oh, hello, Mohammed. I just replied to your email. How nice to hear from you. Happy New Year, sir.
Happy New Year to you. I need £20,000. Is that possible?
Well, I have actually found an old email, and the fee was £5,000.
Yes, but it has increased because they need to bring the funds to Sweden with a private jet. I hope you're aware.
I don't know. I'd have to speak with Mr. Bob. I've just sent him an email, but I think he might be away for New Year.
Okay. So I don't know. How possible is it? Can I get the 5,000 now? Can I get it today?
You know that you have to send somebody to my home to pick up the cash. We don't do anything by bank transfer. You know this.
Okay. Is it possible for you to transfer it to a bank account?
No. Mohammed, if you remember, the deal that we discussed and agreed was that somebody comes to my home and picks up the cash.
Okay. Can you send me your address to my email so I can get someone over to your house?
Yes, of course. I can send you another email now.
Okay, I need your full address, and you need to make the funds available, okay?
Yes,
Do you
yes.
have it in cash?
Yeah, I can go to the bank and get the cash, but I need to know that this is serious. I don't want to draw out the cash and find out that it's not serious.
No problem. So how much can you draw out? This is serious, okay? I'll send someone to you right away. Can you make the 20,000 available?
Oh, I can definitely draw the 5,000 from the bank today. That's not a problem.
Okay, send me your address and I'll get back to you, okay?
Okay, I will send you an email now. You know that I'm on crutches, right? You know that I'm a disabled man.
Okay, I thought Bob was disabled. I didn't know you were disabled as well.
Bob is very ill, but I have a problem with my leg, so I cannot go very far.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
We now find Pricky at home waiting for a local taxi, which he has ordered to take him to his bank, where he will withdraw his life savings of £14,200. He will then return home with the cash and await Mr. Nwachukwu, aka Mohammed Yusuf's rep, who will be travelling to Pricky's home in Looe, Cornwall to collect the cash. So it appears that the safari is on. Time now for my co-baiter, Dr. Mike in Sweden, to speak with Mr. Nwachukwu, or Mohammed Yusuf. They had last spoken 3 years previously. Dr. Mike's character is an elderly disabled man named Bob Afet, which may mean something to you Star Wars watchers out there.
Hello?
Hello, is this Mohammed Yusuf?
Yes, correct.
Yes, this is Bob Afet here.
Okay.
Yes, how are you?
I'm fine. I spoke with Mr. Pricky this morning, and I sent someone over to him to obtain £14,000 from him.
Yes, I was very surprised to hear from him. So this is great. This is great news for both of us.
Yes, it is. So listen, as soon as we pick up the 14,000 from Mr. Pricky,
yes,
you will expect the consignment to you in less than 2 weeks. Okay.
Oh, very good. You're sending it to me in Sweden.
Yes. So I'm sending someone over to Mr. Pricky to obtain £14,200 from
yes,
him.
exactly. You're sending someone to Pricky to pick up the money, and then send someone to send the consignment to me 2 weeks later.
Yes, it will less than 2 weeks. It will arrive to you. That's no problem.
Okay, very good. Because I spoke with Mr. Pricky, and he is at the bank right now withdrawing the money, 14,200.
Okay, my representative is on her way right now to Mr. Pricky. So once she gets to Mr. Pricky's address, she will give Mr. Pricky a call.
How have life been treating you, Mohammed?
Oh, very wonderful. Everything is okay. I'm in Nigeria now, so I expect to hear from you in 2 weeks.
Yes, I think a lot about our missed transaction over the years. So I'm very, very happy that you would contact Mr. Pricky.
Of course. I've tried to contact you over the time, and your email address is not, going through. So
yes, I lost that email address.
Anyway, I'll call you as soon as my representative picks up the 14,200. Okay.
Okay, very good. Well, very good. I will await your call then.
Okay, no problem, Bob.
Have a nice evening then, and I will be expecting your update.
Okay, no problem. I'll contact you once my representative picks up the money from Mr. Pricky. I'll contact you immediately. Okay.
Okay, very good. So,
right.
so I'll hear from you later then, Mohammed, and have a nice day.
All right, you too. I'll call you very soon, okay?
Okay, very good.
All right, take care.
Bye.
All right. Yeah.
It's Pricky.
Yeah, who is this?
Pricky.
Okay, Pricky. How are you? Have you done the transaction?
Yeah, I'm just about 2 minutes away from my home now. I'm calling on my mobile. I have the money. 14,200 British pounds.
Okay.
Mohammed, I need to know that this is all. You will not come back to me for any more. This is all.
No problem, no problem. Do you have it?
14,200 in cash. Yes, I have it here.
Okay. I sent you an email. Mrs. Angela Mead, a lady, will come pick it up from your address, okay?
Yes, I want her number. I want to call her and find out where she is.
Okay. No problem. She will call you. I already gave her a number, so she will contact you once she gets into town, okay?
Well, can you give me her number so I can call her?
Oh, but she's driving right now. Is that?
Well,
so she will call you once she stops driving. She will call you.
Well, listen, Mohammed, you know today is New Year's Eve, right? Now, it's nearly 11 o'clock. In about half an hour, I'm going to go over to my local pub to meet some friends to have some lunch and a drink.
No,
so listen. What I want her to do is call me when she is 1 hour from here, so I can go back home on my own to meet her.
Oh, but please, can't you cancel the drink you're having? Because this is more important than the drink. Just let us finalize this transaction, then you can go wherever you want to go.
Mohammed, it's New Year's Eve. I promised that I'd see
relax.
my friends.
Just relax. She should be there in 2 hours, okay?
I need her to call me when she is 1 hour away on my mobile.
No problem. Please, I don't want you to feel, because please make sure you stand by. She'll call you right away. Let me try and see if I can get in contact with her.
Oh, please. Yes, if you can ask her to call me on my landline. I'm just going to walk indoors now.
Okay, no problem. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Hello, Pricky speaking.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
This is the lady that's coming to take the money out. I'm about an hour away.
Where are you? Can you give me a landmark?
Not really. I'm on the dual carriageway.
Yeah, but I mean, what have you passed?
Plymouth?
You've passed Plymouth?
Well, no, I'm on the way to Plymouth. I'm on the dual carriageway, on the A38.
Yeah, it's a very long road. Have you passed Exeter yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're approaching Plymouth.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, are you using a sat-nav?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, you'll probably be about an hour and a half, I'd say. What are you driving? What make and colour?
It's a white Ford Galaxy.
White Ford Galaxy. Okay, when you get here, give me a call.
Yeah, it's got taxis written all over it, okay?
Sorry, which taxis? All right, you're a taxi driver.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the guy that you're coming to pick the money up for, do you know him?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Oh, that's good. All right, no problem. So, taxis.
Yeah.
See you in about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Hello?
I'm right by the toilets and the ambulance station is right in front of me.
Right, give me 10, I'd say maybe 15 minutes in this bloody rain. I hope your car's nice and warm.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I'm in a red fleece and a blue jeans. You know my name? My name's Ricky.
Yeah, okay.
What's your name?
Angela.
Angela. Okay, Angela, I won't be long. Bye-bye then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, having filmed and photographed Mrs. Narchukwu for an hour, I drove home and left her there, parked in the rain on New Year's Eve. Well, now it's late on New Year's Eve, time to call Mohammed Yusuf, aka Mr. Narchukwu, and try and assess his opinion of the day's events. Or not.
Yeah, hello?
Ah, Yusuf at last. My friend, the money was waiting, was sent in the car. You will explain what went wrong.
You guys are just kidding me. You guys are a joke. Okay? I really don't like what happened today. My representative waited for more than an hour where Freaky told her to wait in a parking space. And I called Freaky more than 100 times. He didn't pick me. So what's there to explain? Freaky disappointed me. Ask Freaky. I gave him more than 1,000 missed calls on his phone. And my representative also called him more than 100 times. Freaky never picked up the calls. Freaky disappointed us and dodged us. Freaky did not come out, okay?
Listen, I am Pricky, you stupid. What are you talking about?
So, you're calling me stupid, right?
What
What happened? Why didn't you pick your call, man?
Listen, I went walking around looking for this woman. I was wandering around in the rain for an hour. I got soaking wet and went back home.
Oh, listen. Why did you not pick your mobile phone? Your mobile phone was supposed to be with you when you went out, right?
Yes.
Did you check your calls?
Yes.
I called you more than 1 million times. You never picked my call. She also called me. You never picked her call. She had a white Ford. It's a taxi. In case you really came out, you would have seen a white Ford car, which is a taxi. It has a sticker on it that has the taxi advert. Taxi. So she was there. She called you. Check your phone calls. Check your call logs. You will see no one was making a joke. I called you. I was frustrated. She was frustrated.
Why were you frustrated?
Because you were nowhere to be found. She wasn't at the car park where you told her to wait, and she waited for more than an hour. You didn't show up. And I'm tired. I'm tired of all this.
You're tired. Why are you tired, Mohammed?
Because it's frustrating. I mean, I had everything planned out today. You left your mobile phone in the house. Why is that supposed to be so? It's supposed to be a mobile phone, not a landline.
Yeah.
Well, I think I have to give you her bank account so you can pay that money to her account. There is no way she's coming back to your address because she came all the way from Weymouth. That's where she drove all the way from. She spent 3 hours coming and 3 hours going. She spent 6 hours altogether just for nothing. So I'll have to send you her bank account and you go deposit the money to the bank account. I really don't understand.
Okay, email me the bank account information.
Okay. I will do that right now.
And I want you to confirm the full amount that I have to pay and also confirm how long it will be before Mr. Bob gets the consignment.
Listen. I don't have time to confirm all this. I've told you, once the money reaches her, Mr. Bob will get the package in less than 2 weeks. It doesn't take more than a week.
Yeah, but I haven't got that in writing from you. It will take you 1 minute to type that. So just type that out, my friend. Send it in the email.
I will type it. I will send you the bank account now. But I want you to go to that parking lot and check their CCTV camera. You will see that my representative was there. I don't do nonsense. I'm not an idiot. I'm not a fool. This is business we're talking about.
My friend, there are many muumuus in business. There are many muumuus in business. You know this.
Anyway, no problem. Let me send you the bank account.
Okay, Mohammed. Okay.
I want to make it clear that Scambait Central is not stating, suggesting, inferring or implying that Angela Nwachukwu, née Angela Neat, was knowingly complicit in Mr. Nwachukwu's scam. We would accept that her involvement was innocent and made in good faith. Mr. Nwachukwu, on the other hand, knew exactly what he was doing. He is an advance fee fraud, or 419, scammer, a loathsome creature that draws innocent victims into his confidence and tries to steal their money. He need not be surprised that Scambait Central will be making full reports of his actions and of his character to the Home Office in UK and the British High Commission in Nigeria. We do not want lying, cheating, thieving scum like him in our country. Please note that the taxi firm that employed Mrs. Nwachukwu has absolutely no connection with scammers and is not connected to Mr. Nwachukwu or his activities in any way. Folks, a final word on this. It would be all too easy to condemn Angela for believing in her husband and trusting him. These slippery 419 scammers are very shrewd and calculating in what they do. They look out for lonely middle-aged women and men, and they begin to embed themselves in that person's life, and in their very soul they pretend to bring much-needed love and affection, and soon begin to pull on their victims' heartstrings. We're all weak humans, and any of us can be blinded by love. Folks, it is the scammer CJ Nwachukwu that deserves our condemnation. He deliberately sent his unknowing wife to collect stolen monies for him. He convinced her that it was on behalf of his boss who was owed money by a client. She trusted his word in the same way that most of us would trust the word of our loved one. Having spent some time on the phone with Angela, I believe that she is now beginning to realise that her husband is not all he says he is. She deserves our compassion and our support. Mr. Nwachukwu, on the other hand, deserves something completely different. I fervently hope that someday soon he will get it. Finally, we decided to give Angela Nwachukwu the right to reply to the contents of this upload. Here are extracts from the call.
Hello?
Hello, Angela.
Yeah?
Angela, do you remember Pricky?
Do I remember who?
Pricky, a friend of your husband's. You came down to Lou on New Year's Eve 2015 to collect £14,200 from me.
Yeah?
Well, I'm actually not a victim. I'm a scam baiter. And I recently have seen the articles in the news about you and your husband. Now,
Right.
I have evidence that your husband is a scammer. He's a 419 scammer. And
He's not.
the money you were collecting, Angela, was part of a scam. He was playing a man called Mohammed Yusuf, and he was pretending to have $45 million in cash, which he was going to send to me and my scam baiting friend if we sent him £14,200 via you. I'm going public on this, and it's going to be going into the media, but the reason I'm calling you is to give you an opportunity of a right to reply, to explain why you came to Lou on New Year's Eve 2015 to collect £14,200 in cash for your husband in Nigeria.
Yeah, but it wasn't for my husband. It was for my husband's boss. He worked for a guy, and he was working for him, and he asked me if I would come and collect it, and I said, yeah, I suppose. So because I was doing it for him, for my husband, for this guy who was his boss. If you understand what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying, but the phone call recordings are your husband. I will also be contacting the Home Office and the Deputy High Commission in Lagos and let them know about his character. If you want me to forward you one of the phone call recordings, if you give me your email address, I'll do it and you can play it for yourself.
Okay. I still don't understand. This is all a bit confusing to me. I just did it, went down to get it because he asked me to.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting that you're complicit, but he is a scammer, and the £14,200 was part of a scam. He was pretending to have $45 million, which he was going to send to us if we paid him a fee. It's called advance fee fraud, or 419, and it emanates from Nigeria, and he is a scammer. Now, I hate to break this news to you, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to reply, and in no way am I going to suggest in the upload that's going to my YouTube channel that you were complicit. But he is a scammer, and we don't want people like him in our country.
I mean, I just don't get it, but, you know, this is out of the blue to me. I mean, I'm still in contact with him, and I'm supposed to be going over there to see him soon. I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm very sorry to break this news to you, Angela, and many people will have questioned his motives, and I'm certainly not going to say anything disrespectful to you, but it is very, very common for Nigerian scammers to contact older women in the West and to develop relationships with them for the purposes of obtaining a visa, and once they're in the country and they feel it's safe, that's when they move on. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Scambait Central thanks Alex, our intrepid and most valued video editor, for his sterling work on this upload. Thanks again, Alex. You made the very best of my amateur footage. Do check out our Facebook and Twitter pages to see our images of real scammers that we have sent across Europe and UK on wild goose chases, only at Scambait Central. A message to anyone who is looking for, or feels they may have found, love online. Keep your wits about you. If they ever ask you for money, the chances are that they are a scammer. See www.romancescam.com for more information.